everybody. Man, do I got a physical media haul for this weekend. I went to several different places thrifting. Peddler's Mall and Walmart, Half Price Books. And man, I got some really good stuff. Got some really good stuff. Right in time for Halloween. And really excited about it. And I'm also going to talk about my 2025 Scarefest experience. My first time going to Scarefest. And that was interesting. That was interesting. So I'm going to get into it with the physical media, the stuff that I got. I got a whole bunch to showcase here. I'm going to kick it off with 1963's The Haunting. Found this at Half Price Books. It was a little much. It was like $7 or $8. But these days, when you're buying physical media, it is a expensive hobby, and especially with news of places like Scream Factory liquidating everything. Man, that sucks. That's probably, everybody's doing videos about Scream Factory, what's going on with that. I'm not going to get into that much. It is what it is. They're liquidating everything. If you want to jump on Scream Factory liquidating everything, jump on it. A lot of stuff is gone already. So, but they got some stuff left. But anyway, I'm excited to watch this. Probably going to watch this either tonight or tomorrow. 1963's The Haunting. Really excited about that one. That was a good pickup. And then this next pickup that I got, I have never seen one of these out in the wild. They're on eBay and stuff like that. But I grew up with Joe Bob Briggs, Monster Vision, TNT, a little bit of when he was on the movie channel, the drive-in theater. But I found this, Joe Bob Briggs, Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter. And it's totally, if you know Joe Bob, like there's two versions of the film you can watch. You can watch the film just regular, or you can put the commentary on and listen to Joe Bob just do his thing. He's a film historian. He's hilarious. The movie is not great, so if you ever see this and want to pick it up, and you do, put the commentary on, because that's probably the only way that this movie is enjoyable, is listening to Joe Bob do his thing. But for $5, I was like, it was a no-brainer for me. Grew up with this guy, missed those days. What's up, Aiden? Welcome. Hope you like physical media, because that's what I'm talking about. The haul that I got over the weekend. Got a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, I'll move right on to the next. Cursed, Wes Craven. And it's the unrated version, which I heard that is the version to see. I've never seen this. I got a lot of stuff this weekend that I've never seen, and I'm late to the party on so many things. Movies is a big one. I don't watch a whole lot of new stuff. I'm trying to force myself to start watching more new stuff, and I have. I've went to the movie theater the past few months and watched a few new ones. Together was one of them. Bring Her Back was one of them, and they were good. I liked them. It was nothing I don't think they were nothing to write home about, but But they were good movies. So, Aiden, what do I like to do? This right here, what I'm doing. I love going and hunting for DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS. As you see behind me, I got a lot of VHS. This is just like a percent, not even, of my VHSs. I got like 3,000 of them. And the VHS game is ridiculous, especially for horror movies. It's an expensive hobby. So, but yeah, I'm excited to watch Cursed. Wes Craven, one of my favorite directors. And the next one is also a Wes Craven. And I got these things cheap as heck, man. This next movie, Wes Craven's Deadly Friend. I've heard some things about it. Never seen it. But 88 cents, man. At a Peddler's Mall. And, you can't get anything for 88 cents, So, all right. You take care. Thanks for joining. But yeah, Deadly Friend, heard a lot of good things about it. I've heard not so good things about it. I can't remember if there's a unrated or, director's cut of this like there is for Cursed. But it seems like it'll be all right. For 88 cents, can't go wrong for 88 cents for a movie. I think that's why I bought a lot of these, just because they were so daggone cheap. So here's one. Haven't seen this neither. Sinister. Definitely heard a lot of things about this one. And that it is genuinely creepy. And it's got Ethan Hawke in it. He's also in the Black Phone. Not sure if he's in Black Phone 2. And I need to see those movies as well, because I have not seen the Black Phone or Black Phone 2. Heard decent things, though. But yeah, Sinister is something that I've heard is going to stick with me. It's one of those movies that is disturbing and is going to stick with you. So, super excited about that. Especially, again, for 88 cents. It's dope. Oops. And another one. This one's sealed. And this has got Kristy Swanson, who was in the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So the OG. And this one was 88 cents. I'm having a hard time getting these price tags off. It's going to take a while. I got all these yesterday, so all the price tags are still on. It's kind of messing up the covers, but Living Death. Torture is the ultimate seduction. That's the opening line in the description of the movie on the back. I like Kristy Swanson. She's definitely good to look at. What's up, girl? What up, Kristy? Shit. But yeah, 88 cents. This was put out by Cutting Edge Films. Never heard of that one. Looks like a Ontario. All right, Canada. What up, Canada? Or Canadians? Any Canadians in the house? What up? Go Maple Leafs. But yep, Living Death. I'm excited about that one. I'm only excited because of the cover, but that's how you used to, judge a movie when you went to the movie store, if you was going to get it or not. Did the cover look good? Most time when the cover looked really, 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 really killer, it was crapola. It was a terrible movie. So hopefully it's good, though. Hopefully it's worth 88 cents. This next one is not sure the year. Yep, 2005. Back when Paris Hilton was on top of the weird world she was on top of. But yeah, House of Wax. It looks like it's going to be very predictable. I can already tell that early mid 2000s. It's already got some, like, just by looking at it, you know, it says hot, sexy, deliciously creepy horror. You know, it's got that Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake 2003 look, Wrong Turn, kind of vibes going on just by looking at it. Again, 88 cents. And all, you know, all these, I checked the DVDs and they all look good, you know. So looks like they're going to play real well. And usually when DVDs at a thrift store is this cheap, the DVDs are usually scratched all to heck. So, yeah, so House of Wax, 88 cents. And then this one, golly, this is going to be terrible. I can already tell, but I had to get it. Again, 88 cents. Smiley. I have no idea. You know, I've never even heard of this. I'm not even sure. Let's see. This come out in 2012. Got the burlap sack over the head. It's probably not going to be good. But I had to get it for the collection just because it was so cheap. Oh, note it's got David Keith in here. Or Keith, what is it? Keith David? David Keith? I always screw his name up. Keith David. That's it. Yeah. All right. Well, he usually puts on a good role. So, but yep, Smiley, 2012. I'm going to either enjoy that or I'm going to really, really hate that. So, and this one I had to get because I've got the first two. And this is 2009's The Grudge 3. I'm not sure if Sam Raimi had anything to do with this one. I know Sam Raimi did the first two, but yeah, and this is never even, you know, it's still got the security sticker on it, so it's probably never been played. And man, 58 cents. 58 cents for a movie. That's the, I don't care if it's crapola or not. 58 cents, it's going in the collection. So, Grudge 3. All right, now this next one, I'm a big fan of the original. Scared the living crap out of me when I was a kid. I was like 11 or 12 when it come out. And that is 1999's Blair Witch. And here is the remake from, I want to say like 2016. Blair Witch remake. I have heard some people say it's all right. I'm going to be very judgmental. Straight up, I love the original Blair Witch. It was one of them. It was one of those movies when the Blair Witch Project come out. If you know this. Probably heard, you know, whatever I'm going to say, you've heard this before. But the marketing for it was absolutely amazing. It was the early days of the internet. They were promoting Blair Witch Project like that shit was real. And I thought it was real there for a while, up until, I watched it and a little bit afterwards. I really thought those three people were missing. Genius move. But the movie is scary. I don't care what you say. That movie, and it holds up, creeps me out. But there's the other side of, the opinion that it sucks, nothing ever happens, you don't see nothing, all of that. And but I don't give a shit. Love that movie, Blair Witch. So I'm going to be very, very judgmental when I watch this. But for 58 cents, again, to hell with it. I'll give it a shot. All right. And this next one hasn't even been opened. And I'm not sure if this is an Asian film of some sort. And it looks like I'm gonna butcher this director's name. Sorry in advance, but director Takashi Shimizu. And there's a bunch of special features on here. The making of and deleted scenes, and then commentary, and then an interview and introduction by the director, Takashi Shimizu. This is 2005's Reincarnation. And it's one of those one of the 8 films to die for. After Dark Horror Fest. And it says from the director of The Grudge and The Grudge 2. So, yeah, I've heard Asian horror is something that I need to get into. And for 78 cents, this is going to be my introduction to it. Reincarnation. So, yeah. It says rated R for violent and disturbing content. I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of visually disturbing stuff, which I'm okay with. Moving along, not heard good things about this one. I loved the Dawn of the Dead remake in the early 2000s. But this has got Mina Savari, Ving Rhames again, and fucking Nick Cannon. I'm going to hate this just because he's in it, but that's Day of the Dead remake. 58 cents, whatever. It can, if I hate it that much, maybe I'll make a video of burning it or something. I hate Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, you suck. Your music definitely sucks. Don't make any music anymore, please. But yeah, Day of the Dead remake. Heard it's not very good. But because it was so cheap, I picked it up. Looks like it come out in 2007. So this one passed me by like a lot of things do because I just, late to the party. Never seen this one either. And that is, and I've heard actually okay things about this one. And it's unrated, so I'm hoping that it's all right. But that is, trying to find the year here. Looks like 2010. And that is the I Spit on Your Grave remake. So I hope it lives up. I've heard decent things about it. It's hard to find the original uncut. I seen one, a VHS copy of the original yesterday where I got these DVDs. And, he wanted like $25 for it. And I looked it up on eBay and the same copy. It was that plastic not like a clamshell, but like a hard plastic VHS cover, collector's edition. I think it was uncut, unrated, and $25, but eBay, it was going for like $15. So yeah, excited about I Spit on Your Grave. I know it's, there's some scenes in it. It's subject matter. Hard for some people to watch. But the original, is a fucking classic. I don't care what you say. And man, some of these, I wish I could get I don't know why this person used packing tape, to put his price tags on these things. I want to take this off. I gotta ruining the cover here. At least it's coming right off. It's not ripping anything. But that one actually come off pretty good. But all right, this one is a newer one. And can't see the year on it. Okay, is it 2019? Looks like 2019 or 2018. Yeah, 2019 from the producers of Get Out and Halloween. Oh, God. And that is Ma. And I've heard okay things about this one. I remember seeing the trailer for it. Like on YouTube and stuff like that when I was watching videos. And I was, I was like, okay, I was kind of interested in it. I can already kind of, they show too much in trailers nowadays. That's why I try to go into movies absolutely blind. The less I know, the better. But I've heard good things about this one. And oh girl is Octavia Spencer. She's a good actress. I like her. Seen her in some other things. So yeah, 58 cents. Ma. Gonna give that a shot. Actually, I'm gonna give this a shot this week. This will be a this week watch. I don't know if I'll be able to get to all these this week, because I've got so many. Just in one spot, I bought like 15 DVDs. And I've got, my regular Halloween stuff that I watch. I got to watch the original Halloween, must. Scream, love that. Shining, Christine. Definitely got to watch those this week. So my movie list is full for the week, so trying to add these new ones is kind of going to be a bitch, but I'll sneak them in when I can. All right, 58 cents again for the collector's edition of good old The Little Shop of Horrors. If you haven't seen this, see it. It's a classic. Jack Nicholson, almost everything Jack Nicholson does. Not a terrible role, at least I haven't seen one. Let me know in the comments if you have seen a bad Jack Nicholson movie, or if there's a Jack Nicholson movie that you hate his performance, but I ain't seen one. Dude's a great actor. But yeah, Little Shop of Horrors, 58 cents. Collector's edition. Don't know. It doesn't really say much about the bonus features on this. And this was put out by Echo Bridge Entertainment. I do remember them. I do not know if they're still in business, but yeah, I like that cover too. That's dope. I've never seen that cover for Little Shop of Horrors. So, all right, and then this one. God, this movie. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Next Generation. Matthew McConaughey, Renee Zellweger. This movie is batshit crazy if you haven't seen it. It's not good by any means, but for some reason it's fun to me. I remember watching it when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11 years old. You know, they would play this movie probably on Joe Bob Briggs, Monster Vision, Rhonda Shear's Up All Night on USA, you know, and maybe other channels like TBS and TNN. I remember that one being a good movie playing channel for cable back in those days. But this movie is just absolutely batshit crazy. If anything, Matthew McConaughey's ridiculous performance. Just, there's a couple scenes where he goes for broke. And it's, if anything, it's interesting and it's entertaining. Not a probably great addition to the Texas Chainsaw franchise. Not a great movie, but it's got a special place in my heart for it. And again, so cheap, under $1 for a DVD. You don't find that much anymore. Even Goodwill went up, you know, $1.59, $2.59 for their DVDs around here. You know, their VHSs and all that. So anything under $1, physical media, if it's in good condition and it'll play, I'm grabbing it. This one is interesting to me. Never seen it, but it's got the original director, it looks like. Or did I just lie about that? Okay, it's produced by Don Coscarelli. And it looks like the original Tall Man, but that is the last addition to Phantasm. Phantasm Ravager. I think I'm saying that right. I have no idea. Don't know anything about this movie. Don't know if it's good, bad, entertaining, train wreck. I don't know. But under $1, I picked it up. And I like the cover. It's cool. But that's an underrated franchise. Phantasm does not get the respect it deserves. So hopefully this movie's good. It being I think it's the fifth installment in the Phantasm franchise. So you know, usually when you get down that far, it's not great when it's number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know. We've seen that time and time again, you know. There's movies that are 5, 6, 7 installments in franchises that I think, you know, if you're a fan of the franchise, you tolerate it, you pick out things that you do like Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. That movie's a train wreck. I like certain parts of it. It looks really good. It's probably got one of the best kills in the franchise with Dan's kill on the motorcycle. That up until that box set just come out, the 4K Ultra HD, and the Steelbook, you couldn't see the uncut version of that Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Dan's death. So now it's uncut on that version. Before, you had to have the Laserdisc or the VHS, which I have. So all right, these two I'm going to put together. Really excited about these. Grew up with these. Tales from the Crypt, season 2 and 3. I paid a pretty penny for these. Season 3, I paid like, I don't know, 13, 14 bucks for it. Used at my local half price books. And season 2, I paid like $7, $7 or $8, not too bad, but a little over 20 bucks for these. Not bad. They're classics. I know they do have a box set out of Tales from the Crypt. It's been out for years. Best Buy used to have it all the time. And of course, you know, they stopped selling physical media back the end of like 2023, something like that. So, but it's, you can still get the box set on Amazon, and I'm sure there's other places you can get it. It's like, I want to say it's like 60, 70 bucks. So me buying them individually like this probably is, you know, in the end going to be more expensive, but I kind of got to buy them as I go because I just don't really have 60, 70 bucks to drop right now. And, you know, that's how it be. All right. Now this DVD haul here, I finally found a Walmart close-ish to me that still has the $5 bins. And in my town that I'm at, all the $5 bins have been taken out, and their physical media sections are like this big, like no joke. They got more vinyl records and CDs than they do DVDs and Blu-rays. So I found this Walmart about 35, 40 minutes away that had the $5 bins. And this is one of the pickups. I was very surprised that this was in here, but that is Lisa Frankenstein. Been hearing a lot about this. I'm gonna like it just for the aesthetics, the 80s, you know. I heard it's colorful, you know, those 80s colors and stuff like that. But $5, it's a new-ish movie. I'm late to the party, like I said, like always. But yeah, I've heard good things about it. I've heard some people don't like it, whatever, but $5, it looks fun. So Lisa Frankenstein, and it's the collector's edition. It looks like it's got some deleted scenes and gag reel, resurrecting the 80s, and much more. So that'll be cool. That's going to be, I think, a fun watch for me. And then I remember seeing this advertised, I don't know, in the last couple of years. 2023's Last Voyage of the Demeter, collector's edition. Again, $5. This thing is loaded with bonus features, deleted scenes, alternate opening, commentary with the director and the producer, from the pits of hell, Dracula reimagined. And then the making of The Last Voyage, so, and much more. So this thing for $5 looks like it's got a lot of stuff on it for the bonus features, and I'm excited about this one. I can't remember if I've heard anything good or bad about that movie, but I am going to see. This one I'm really excited about, heard nothing but good things about, and that is Talk to Me, which came out, I think, last year. And I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. Heard a couple nitpick things, but yeah, Talk to Me, $5. I am definitely excited about it. It's been on my list. This will be getting watched this week. So And then a collector's edition of 2023's The Exorcist Believer. Haven't heard much about this one neither. I think this one's the collector's edition. Yep, collector's edition. Bunch of bonus features. Looks like Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair are on here on the bonus features. Surprised they got Linda Blair to even mess with this, as much as from what I hear she hates even talking about the original Exorcist, but you know, whatever. That's a whole nother video in itself. But yep, The Exorcist Believer, that was in the $5 bin. And this thing right here, I just could not. It looks like it's going to have, I think it's got like Monster Squad vibes. I can already, that's what I'm thinking. I think it looks like it's a Shudder original. So the fact, and it come out in 2020. I can't believe I've never heard of this, but Psycho Goreman. Look at that, dude. Look at that. Look at that cover art, man. It's got the slip. I know some people don't really give a shit about the slip covers, but some of them I do. But over 2 hours of special features. I have no idea what this movie is going to be like. I didn't even really read much of the back. I kind of want to go into it as blind as possible, like I said. But yeah, man, Psycho Goreman. I hope it's good. I hope this is just an enjoyable movie, you know? I hope there's some things I can be entertained with it. So this last thing I'm going to show here for physical media, or actually I got two things. Actually, I'll show this first. Went to Scarefest. My first time. They got a lot of vendors, tattoo artists, physical media, t-shirts, you know, horror action figures, all kinds of stuff. I didn't meet none of the celebrities or anything, but I did pick up some physical media, and I've been needing this for the collection. One of my favorite movies of all time, 1960s Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock. This movie still stands the test of time, being 65 years old. Just such a freaking good movie. It was $10. That's about what this VHS goes for on eBay, but it's a really good copy. Nice and clean. The tape looks great inside. So, and I've got it on DVD, and it's actually this actual cover, collector's edition. And the DVD's got a bunch of bonus stuff, the making of and all that. But I needed this for the collection. The Psycho franchise, don't sleep on Psycho 2 and 3. Psycho 2 and 3 is good and fun. If you haven't seen Psycho 2 and 3, go check those movies out. They are absolutely underrated. They're a good time. But got this for the collection. Love that movie. Psycho is just, it's so good. So this next physical media pickup, I can't believe that I found this. And this is the making of A Nightmare. Nightmare on Elm Street 4 Dream Master on freaking Laserdisc. How freaking cool is that, man? Isn't that dope? It was a little pricey, but I looked it up before I bought it to see like what this thing is going for on eBay. And Laserdiscs are absolutely expensive. Like, there's movies on Laserdisc, especially horror movies, going for like $100, 50, you know, and all that. If you don't know what Laserdisc is, I've never watched one. I've heard it's a good format. It is before DVD. It was like the first format to have like bonus features, but it's as big as a daggone record. But check that out, man. It's like a giant DVD is what Laserdisc is, if you don't know what it is. So, and I'm pretty sure you got to flip it. Like you get so many minutes on one side and then you got to flip it. I think that's one of the things that wasn't appealing for Laserdiscs. So it didn't really last too long. But this thing is going for like over $70 on eBay, and I got it for $20. I might sell it. I don't know, but isn't that just killer? Look at that, man. It's so slick and shiny, and that artwork. So dope, man. And I'm a Freddy fan. It's my favorite franchise. Yeah. For $20, I had to do it. I had to have it. Whether or not I resell it or not, I don't know. I'll think about it. But just having it in the collection with my other stuff, I've got a lot of Freddy and A Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. So this is a great addition. I've never bought a Laserdisc, so this is my first Laserdisc. And, I don't have a player, and I don't know if I can get into that, guys. I've got over 3,000 VHSs, like 600-700 DVDs and Blu-rays. I don't know if I can get into another hobby of physical media like that, because it's so expensive. I mean, if the Laserdiscs are going for like, 70, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100. I mean, what are the players going for? I've never even looked them up. So, but yeah, dope. Freaking addition to my collection, man. So yeah, I went to Scarefest. If you don't know what that is, that's here in Kentucky. It's a horror convention. A lot of your big celebrities from the horror movies, Scream, Nightmare on Elm Street, Poltergeist, Friday the 13th, movies like that, the celebrities come. You can pay $60 to $100 for an autograph, or get a photo with them. It's really expensive. I didn't do any of that. Like I said, I bought a couple of things, physical media, and that was about it. I loved walking around. The ambiance of Scarefest was great. It's nothing but horror stuff. So I was a kid in a candy store. There were hundreds, several thousand VHSs. I haven't seen that many VHSs, other than my collection, all in one spot, since the video store days. And, it was really fun looking through all of them. The VHS tapes were expensive. There were some that were $25, $50. I seen the average. It looked like it was about 10 to 20, and that was for your your good stuff. Friday the 13th, like part 3, 4, 5, 6. They were all like 15 to 20, 25, maybe some of them. But yeah, Scarefest was good. I'll probably go back. I just don't think I'm into getting the autograph thing. At first I was wanting to meet Tuesday Night. If you don't know, she plays Kristen, Nightmare on Elm Street 4. And I was thinking about having her sign my VHS of Dream Master, but I think it was like $40 or $60. And I don't know, man. And if it goes bad, the meeting, celebrity, if it goes crappy, it's going to make me feel some type of way. I've heard nothing but good things about Tuesday night. Robert England, who plays Freddie, I've heard is great to meet, but that dude's charging $140 for an autograph. And I mean, I'm not paying $140 for an autograph, but yeah, I got some, they had like flyers all over the place, and, I picked some up just for, to have. But I met these two people, Dan and Eva, Vamp Chat. So I guess I think they said they were on YouTube. They were cool. So all about vampires. Go check out Dan and Eva. They were really nice to talk to. If vampires are your thing, go check them out. And then this was like the big draw this year was the Warrens Occult Museum. Had the Annabelle doll, and it was like $40, separate from your almost $40 ticket to just walk in this room and, look at stuff from the Warren's house. And I mean, you can watch all this stuff and look at this stuff probably on videos on YouTube. I wasn't going to go mess with that damn Annabelle doll. I've heard all kinds of things of people coming in contact with it and not so good things happening to them. So, yeah, fuck a bunch of that. I'm not trying to invite any bullshit into my life. I've got enough of that. So I don't need a haunted doll to like fuck things up more for me. This is another little flyer I got. Wicked World. They've been going for like 20 years. It's a haunted trail, haunted house, haunted scare grounds here in Kentucky, and heard nothing but great things about them. Never been. Maybe I'll go this week. Maybe that's something I'll do. Maybe I'll go to a freaking haunted house. Something I ain't done since I was a kid, man. But yeah, Wicked World. If you're ever in the central Kentucky area, check them out. Heard good things about them. And this next little flyer I got is Night of the Undead. So it's going to be a zombie film fest next year at Roz Opera House in Cynthiana, Kentucky. And I used to live there, and it's an old opera house that, it's their theater. I think they've done some renovations to it, but it is creepy as hell in there. They got a balcony. You can go sit and, watch the movie from up at the balcony. Of course, when we were teenagers, when I lived there, that's where we all went to go make out, and all that crap that you do when you're 14, 15 years old. But yeah, I'm going to check that out. And if you don't know, that's where Walking Dead, the guy that created The Walking Dead, is from Cynthiana. So they're going to have this zombie film festival next year. So I'm going to go check it out, man. And I'm not sure if the dude that does The Walking Dead is going to be there. Maybe he's the one putting it on, but yeah, I'm going to go check that out next year. That'll be cool, man. And it's not that far away from me. So, and then they already got flyers out for Scarefest. Was it at 18? Yeah, next year. So already got the dates on there. And right? Yeah, October 23rd, 24th, and 25th of 2026. So Scarefest already announced the dates. And then on the back of this flyer, there's a new festival that's going to happen, and it's called Spawn of Scarefest. So that's interesting, and it's going to be at a hotel. So I wonder if it's going to be smaller and more, like interactive and not as crowded, because I will say that about Scarefest, and God bless those people that put it together. They did do a great job, to be thousands of people in a convention. They did do a good job of having order, and none of the security guards, to me anyway, or the ushers, took their job too serious and were being assholes about anything. So, yeah, people that put together Scarefest, you did a great job. Again, if you don't know, it is absolutely crowded. I would go on a Sunday. That's when I went. Saturday, I couldn't even imagine. It was crowded on Sunday, but it was doable. I was able to move and, wasn't feeling claustrophobic with people right up on top of me. I couldn't imagine Scarefest on a Saturday. I bet that, man, that's crazy. I would have to go outside and smoke a cigarette every freaking 10 minutes. I don't know if my nerves could handle that, but it was fun. I was there, 2.5 hours, pretty much seen everything, seen all the vendors, and, it was fun. What's up, D? How you doing, darling? Welcome. But Scarefest is a good time. Go if you like that kind of thing. I really loved just being surrounded by horror stuff. You need to take at least, your ticket's like $35-40. You need to take at least $100, and that's not getting an autograph. That's just like buying a few things. If you want to buy things at Scarefest, plus get autographs and take photo ops with the celebrities, man, you're going to need a few $100, no shit. And, that just not for me. What's up, darling? Nothing much. Just talking about physical media. And Scarefest went this past last weekend. I got a bunch of pickups of horror VHS and DVDs. I'm getting in the spirit for Halloween. So if you're just joining, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, Scream Factory, if you haven't heard, Scream Factory is liquidating all of their DVDs and Blu-rays. It looks like, I'm pretty sure within a year, Scream Factory, Shout Factory, it's going to be over, man. So if you're into physical media, and they do got some great collector's editions. Some of the slash prices are still expensive, but if it's something that you're into, like I am, go to Screen Factory and pick some stuff up. It's looking like they're going to concentrate more on streaming moving forward. They're laying a bunch of people off, and it just does not look good for Screen Factory, Shout Factory, whatever. It's, they're both the same thing. So yeah, that's why I was really excited this weekend to find all these horror DVDs for as cheap as I did, 58 cents, 78 cents, 88 cents, a piece for these DVDs that are in good shape. Some of them look like, they're going to be dog shit movies, but, whatever. It's, part of, buying movies blind, don't know nothing about them. But hopefully, out of that stack that I got at the thrifting mall, I paid $12 for 15 DVDs. So, that's almost unheard of. And you can't even get 15 DVDs at Goodwill. Not where I live anyway. Goodwill went up to, $1.59. There's some Goodwills charging like $2.59, like I said earlier. So freaking crazy, man. So yeah, well, there you have it. That is my physical media showcase for tonight, and my Scarefest experience. Like I said, it was good, all that. nothing to write home about, but it was fun, you know. So, but I'm gonna jump off here and I'm gonna start watching some of these scary movies that I got. Happy Halloween, everybody. Uh, thank you for everybody tuning in and hollering at me. I didn't see much of the chat this time. Next time I'll do better on that. But yeah, I'll be back with some videos later this week. So y'all have a good week and happy Halloween. Stay spooky.